told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away.
Introduction to Brené Brown's expertise on healing from emotional damage. Brené Brown is a world-renowned researcher, storyteller, and speaker who has spent decades exploring the depths of vulnerability, courage, shame, and empathy. Her work is deeply rooted in understanding how we navigate through emotional turmoil, particularly when someone has intentionally hurt or betrayed us. Brené has the unique ability to break down complex emotions and experiences, offering profound insights into healing and personal growth. She has helped millions of people worldwide regain their sense of worthiness, connection, and power. In this talk, she delves into what it means to be intentionally damaged by someone you trusted or cared for. Whether through betrayal, manipulation, or outright harm, the emotional toll is undeniable. Brené guides us through the process of identifying the pain, acknowledging its impact, and most importantly, learning how to heal. With her signature blend of empathy and academic rigor, she offers actionable advice on reclaiming your strength and moving forward, even after the deepest wounds. As you prepare to listen, I highly recommend using headphones. Brené's words are filled with nuance, and understanding these subtleties is essential to fully grasp the path to healing. Headphones will help you focus on the clarity of her voice and the transformative power of her message, allowing you to absorb the depth of her wisdom in a quiet, intimate setting. Take a moment to get comfortable, because what follows is a journey into self-recovery and empowerment. Listen closely. You deserve this time to heal.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why.
This is where self-awareness becomes key. You need to be mindful of the moments when those old lies try to resurface, when you're faced with a challenge and that voice in your head says, you're not good enough or you're going to fail. In those moments, you need to consciously reject that voice and replace it with your truth. You need to remind yourself that you are more than capable, that you have the strength, resilience, and intelligence to overcome any obstacle. Every time you reject a lie, you are reclaiming a piece of yourself. You are taking back the power that was stolen from you, and you are stepping into your authentic self, free from the limitations that others try to impose on you.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away.
Acknowledging the pain is the crucial first step in the healing process. Too often we are conditioned to downplay or suppress our hurt, especially when we are trying to show resilience or strength. But the truth is, denying the pain only deepens it. When you've been damaged intentionally by someone, the pain can feel overwhelming, confusing, and deeply personal. It's not just the act itself that hurts, but the intent behind it. Knowing someone deliberately inflicted harm on you creates a sense of betrayal that can leave you questioning your self-worth, your choices, and your ability to trust others. Acknowledging that pain means allowing yourself to fully feel it without rushing to push it away. It means understanding that it's okay to hurt, and it's okay to hurt, and it's okay to feel wounded. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to sit with that pain, to honor it, and to give yourself permission to experience the full range of emotions that come with it. It's about being vulnerable with yourself, admitting that you were hurt, and not shaming yourself for feeling the way you do. For many of us, the instinct is to try to move on too quickly, to pretend we're fine, to power through the emotions and get back to life as usual. But when we bypass the acknowledgement of our pain, it doesn't disappear, it lingers beneath the surface, shaping our thoughts, our behaviors, and even our relationships in ways we might not realize. We might start to feel numb, disconnected, or angry without fully understanding why. That's because the pain hasn't been processed. It's been buried, and buried pain always finds a way to manifest itself. In acknowledging the pain, we are also acknowledging that we didn't deserve the harm that was done to us. We recognize that we are allowed to feel upset, disappointed, or even devastated by the actions of others. And that's an important distinction. Feeling the pain doesn't make us weak. It makes us human. It's a necessary part of being able to heal, to grow, and to eventually move forward with clarity and strength. By allowing ourselves to sit with the pain, we begin to understand its impact on our lives. We can start to identify where it hurts the most, whether it's the loss of trust, the loss of self-esteem, or the loss of security. And when we give voice to our pain, we take the first step in regaining control over it. Instead of the pain controlling us, we start to reclaim our power by naming it, by recognizing its presence, and by taking the time to understand its source. This process isn't easy. It's uncomfortable. It might involve revisiting difficult memories or admitting things to ourselves that we would rather avoid. But in doing so, we begin to heal. We begin to release the hold that the pain has on us. And with that acknowledgement comes the possibility of transformation, of turning the hurt into something that no longer defines us, but rather something we learn and grow from. Separating their actions from your worth is one of the most challenging yet essential steps in the process of healing. When someone intentionally damages you, it's easy to internalize their actions as a reflection of your value. The hurt caused by others, especially when it feels deliberate, can plant seeds of self-doubt, making you question whether you did something to deserve the pain. You may find yourself replaying the events over and over, wondering what you could have done differently, where you went wrong, and whether their hurtful behavior was somehow a result of your actions or who you are as a person. But the truth is, their actions have nothing to do with your intrinsic worth. People act out of their own pain, insecurities, and unresolved issues. When someone chooses to harm you intentionally, it's often because they are dealing with their own emotional wounds. They may project their own fears, frustrations, and inadequacies onto you. This isn't about you, it's about them. Their behavior is a reflection of their struggles, not your value. But separating their actions from your worth can be incredibly difficult when the damage feels so personal. You feel it in your heart, in your mind, and in your spirit. The betrayal, the abandonment, or the cruelty, it all feels deeply connected to who you are. And that's where the challenge lies. It requires a conscious effort to detach from the notion that someone else's harmful actions define your worth. It means reminding yourself again and again that you are not less deserving of love, respect, or kindness because someone failed to offer those things to you. Their inability to see your value doesn't mean that you don't have it. It simply means they were not capable of acknowledging it, appreciating it, or treating you accordingly. But the reality is, your worth exists independently of how anyone else perceives or treats you. It is inherent, unchangeable, and completely yours. To separate their actions from your worth is to reclaim your identity. It is to understand that your value isn't up for debate or dependent on external validation. You are valuable simply because you exist. You don't have to prove yourself worthy of love, respect, or kindness. You don't have to earn your place in this world by being perfect, pleasing, or meeting someone else's expectations. Your worth is already intact, and no one has the power to take that away from you, no matter how hard they try. This process is about learning to trust in your own self-worth, even in the face of rejection, betrayal, or mistreatment. It's about recognizing that the way people treat you is a reflection of their own character, their own values, and their own capacity for compassion or cruelty. And while their actions may have caused you pain, that pain doesn't define who you are. You are not broken because they tried to break you. You are not unworthy because they failed to see your worth. In fact, the ability to separate their actions from your worth is an act of empowerment. It's a declaration that you will no longer allow someone else's behavior to dictate how you feel about yourself. It's a refusal to carry the burden of someone else's cruelty or indifference. By making this separation, you are taking control of your narrative. You are saying, I will not let your actions diminish me. I will not let your choices define me. I know who I am and I know my worth. This process isn't about ignoring the pain or pretending it didn't happen. It's about acknowledging the hurt, but not allowing it to warp your sense of self. It's about holding on to the truth that you are worthy of love, respect, and dignity, even when others fail to give it to you. It's about learning to stand firm in your own self-worth, regardless of how others may treat you. At its core, separating their actions from your worth is an act of radical self-love. It's about choosing to see yourself through the lens of compassion and understanding, rather than through the distorted lens of someone else's hurtful behavior. It's about recognizing that you are more than the pain inflicted upon you. You are resilient, you are whole, and you are enough. Rejecting the lies you were told is a critical and transformative step in reclaiming your identity after someone has intentionally damaged you. When people act with the intention to hurt, they often do so with words, subtle manipulations, and emotional tactics that cut deep. These lies are crafted to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your abilities, your worth, and your place in the world. Over time, if left unchecked, these lies can start to weave themselves into the fabric of how you see yourself. They become part of your internal narrative, shaping the way you approach life, relationships, and even your sense of purpose. And this is why rejecting these lies is not just necessary, it is absolutely essential to your healing and growth. The lies you were told may have been simple statements like you're not good enough, you'll never succeed, or no one will love you. Maybe they were more insidious, embedded in actions rather than words, where someone's consistent mistreatment made you feel small, unimportant, or unworthy of respect. These lies feed on your vulnerabilities, attaching themselves to your deepest insecurities until they start to feel like undeniable truths. But they are not truths. They are distortions, projections of someone else's fears, inadequacies, and brokenness. They were never about you. They were always about them. And rejecting these lies requires recognizing that they were never yours to carry in the first place. One of the hardest parts about rejecting the lies is realizing how much they may have shaped your worldview. You might find that these false beliefs have influenced your decisions, your relationships, and even your dreams. Maybe you've held yourself back from pursuing opportunities because you believed you weren't capable or worthy. Maybe you've settled for less than you deserve in relationships because you believe that no one would truly value or care for you. These lies, when internalized, create limitations. They act as invisible barriers, keeping you from stepping into the fullness of who you truly are. And the first step in rejecting them is recognizing them for what they are: falsehoods. To reject the lies you were told is to take a bold stand for your truth. It's about looking closely at the stories you've been telling yourself and asking, where did this belief come from? Who told me I wasn't good enough, and why did I believe it? It's about tracing those harmful beliefs back to their origin and understanding that they were planted there by someone else's hurt, someone else's need for control or power, someone else's inability to see your worth. And once you recognize that, you can start to dismantle those lies piece by piece. You can begin to rewrite the narrative, replacing those falsehoods with affirmations of your inherent value and strength. This process is not easy. It's not like flipping a switch where suddenly all the negative beliefs disappear. It takes time, patience, and self-compassion to unlearn the lies and replace them with the truth. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've lived with these false beliefs for a long time. They might have become part of your identity, part of how you see yourself. But just because you've believed something for a long time doesn't make it true. The truth is that you are worthy, you are capable, and you are deserving of love and respect. The lies you were told were never a reflection of who you are. They were distortions meant to keep you small, meant to control or diminish you. Rejecting these lies also means being vigilant about the messages you continue to receive. It's about setting boundaries with people who try to impose their negative beliefs onto you, whether through their words, actions, or expectations. It's about recognizing when someone is trying to manipulate or control you through their own false narrative and having the strength to stand firm in your truth. You don't have to accept someone else's version of who you are. You have the power to define yourself, to determine your own worth, and to reject any narrative that doesn't honor the fullness of who you are.
Never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look.
This is where self-awareness becomes key. You need to be mindful of the moments when those old lies try to resurface, when you're faced with a challenge and that voice in your head says, you're not good enough or you're going to fail. In those moments, you need to consciously reject that voice and replace it with your truth. You need to remind yourself that you are more than capable, that you have the strength, resilience, and intelligence to overcome any obstacle. Every time you reject a lie, you are reclaiming a piece of yourself. You are taking back the power that was stolen from you, and you are stepping into your authentic self, free from the limitations that others try to impose on you. Rejecting the lies you were told is a radical act of self-love and self-respect. It's about refusing to carry the weight of someone else's brokenness any longer. It's about choosing to see yourself clearly without the distortions of their hurtful words or actions clouding your vision. And as you reject these lies, you begin to create space for the truth to take root. You start to see yourself as you truly are worthy, whole, and capable of greatness. Taking time to heal on your own terms is a vital aspect of the recovery journey, especially after experiencing intentional damage from others. In a world that often pushes us to move on quickly or to display a facade of strength, it's crucial to honor your own healing process. Healing is not a linear path. It is a deeply personal journey that unfolds at its own pace. There is no one-size-fits-all timeline for healing, and comparing your progress to someone else's is not only unhelpful, but can also be damaging to your emotional well-being. Each person's experience is unique, and recognizing this is the first step toward embracing your own healing journey. When you have been hurt, there is a natural desire to fix things or to return to normal as quickly as possible. Society often glorifies the idea of resilience and moving forward, sometimes leading us to feel guilty for taking the time we need to process our emotions. But true healing cannot be rushed. It requires patient self-compassion and a willingness to sit with discomfort. It involves allowing yourself to feel the full range of emotions that come with loss, betrayal, and hurt. Whether it's sadness, anger, confusion, or a sense of betrayal, these feelings deserve to be acknowledged. By giving yourself permission to feel, you're taking a critical step toward healing. Understanding that it's okay to take your time means releasing the pressure to conform to external expectations. You might encounter well-meaning friends or family members who encourage you to just move on or put it behind you. While their intentions may be good, these statements can often invalidate your feelings and the complexity of your healing process. It's essential to establish boundaries with others, gently reminding them that your journey is personal and cannot be rushed. This might mean taking a step back from social interactions, retreating into solitude, or communicating your needs more clearly. By doing so, you prioritize your own well-being, allowing yourself the space to heal in a way that feels right for you. Taking time to heal also means recognizing that healing is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous act of self-love. It is a commitment to yourself to process your experiences, learn from them, and emerge stronger. It's about choosing to invest in your emotional health and well-being. Healing is not merely about bouncing back, it's about transforming and growing from the experience. You may discover new strengths, insights, and resilience that you didn't know you had. By allowing yourself the time to heal, you give yourself the opportunity to emerge from the pain with a deeper understanding of yourself and your needs. This journey may also involve confronting uncomfortable truths about yourself and your relationships. As you take the time to heal, you may find that certain aspects of your life require reevaluation. Perhaps you will recognize toxic patterns or relationships that need to be addressed. This process can be challenging, but it's essential for growth. Understanding that healing may lead you to make difficult choices, whether it's distancing yourself from harmful influences or confronting unresolved issues, will empower you to take control of your life. You have the right to surround yourself with people and situations that honor your healing journey, and part of that process may involve letting go of what no longer serves you. Furthermore, healing is not just about emotional processing, it often includes physical and mental wellness as well. Prioritizing self-care during this time is essential. Engage in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. This could include exercise, meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature, whatever resonates with you. These practices can help create a sense of stability and grounding amidst the chaos of emotions. Remember that healing is holistic. It encompasses all aspects of your being. By nurturing yourself physically and mentally, you reinforce the notion that you are deserving of care and compassion. It's also important to remember that healing is not a solitary process. While it is crucial to take time for yourself, it can also be beneficial to seek support when you need it. Connecting with others who understand your journey, whether through friends, support groups, or therapy, can provide a sense of validation and belonging. It reminds you that you are not alone in your experiences and that there is strength in vulnerability. Sharing your story, even in small doses, can facilitate healing and help you process the pain in a safe and supportive environment. Ultimately, taking time to heal on your own terms is about empowerment. It's about reclaiming your narrative and giving yourself permission to prioritize your well-being. It's a conscious choice to recognize your worth and the importance of your healing journey. Embrace the journey with an open heart, trusting that you are exactly where you need to be. Remember, there is no rush. The only timeline that matters is your own, and by honoring it, you allow yourself the gift of genuine healing and transformation. Rebuilding trust in yourself after experiencing intentional harm from others is a profound and necessary journey. Trusting yourself is foundational to your sense of self-worth, confidence, and overall well-being. When someone has intentionally damaged you, it can shake the very core of your self-esteem, leaving you to question not only their intentions, but also your own judgment. You may find yourself asking, how could I have allowed this to happen? Or why didn't I see the warning signs? These questions can lead to a spiral of self-doubt, eroding the trust you once had in your own instincts and abilities. However, reclaiming that trust is essential for healing and growth, and it begins with recognizing that self-trust is a skill that can be nurtured and developed over time. The first step in rebuilding trust in yourself is to acknowledge the pain you've experienced without letting it define you. It's important to recognize that the actions of others do not reflect your worth or ability to make sound decisions. Their behavior was a reflection of their own issues, not a judgment of your character. This understanding is crucial because it creates a distinction between the external harm inflicted upon you and your internal sense of self. By acknowledging this separation, you start to dismantle the narrative that you are somehow to blame for what happened. This acknowledgement is a form of self-compassion, which is vital in the healing process. Next, it's essential to engage in self-reflection. Take the time to evaluate the circumstances that led to the harm you experienced. Reflect on the warning signs you may have missed and the choices that contributed to the situation. This reflection should not be a means of self-blame, but rather an opportunity to learn and grow. Consider what you can take away from the experience that will help you in the future. What lessons can you draw from it? What boundaries can you set to protect yourself moving forward? By actively engaging in this reflective process, you empower yourself with knowledge that can inform your future decisions and strengthen your intuition. Another important aspect of rebuilding trust in yourself is setting realistic expectations. Understand that trust is built gradually, and it's perfectly okay to take small steps in this process. You may not feel completely confident in your decisions right away, and that's normal. Start by setting achievable goals for yourself, whether they are related to personal development, relationships, or self-care. Each small success you achieve reinforces your ability to trust your instincts and make sound choices. Celebrate these victories, no matter how minor they may seem. Each celebration is a step toward rebuilding your self-trust. Furthermore, it's essential to practice self-compassion during this journey. There will be days when you struggle to trust yourself, when self-doubt creeps in, and when the memories of past harm feel overwhelming. On those days, remind yourself that it's okay to feel uncertain and that healing is not a linear process. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend in a similar situation. Allow yourself the grace to stumble, knowing that each stumble is an opportunity to learn and grow. By practicing self-compassion, you create a safe space for yourself to navigate the complexities of rebuilding trust without the harsh judgments that often accompany self-doubt. In addition to self-reflection and self-affirmation, consider seeking external support. Engaging with trusted friends, family members, or even a therapist can provide you with valuable perspectives and encouragement. Sharing your thoughts and feelings with others who understand your journey can help reinforce your sense of self-worth. They can remind you of your strengths and provide insights that you may struggle to see in yourself. Building a support system can serve as a powerful reminder that you are not alone and that you have people who believe in you, even when you may falter in your self-belief. Finally, take actionable steps to demonstrate trust in yourself. This could mean making decisions that align with your values, even if they feel uncomfortable at first. Start small, perhaps by asserting your preferences in a social situation or pursuing a hobby that brings you joy. As you take these actions, pay attention to how you feel afterward. Notice the sense of accomplishment and empowerment that comes from honoring your own needs and desires. Each positive experience reinforces the idea that you can rely on yourself and that your choices matter. By actively engaging in life and making choices that reflect your true self, you gradually rebuild the trust that may have been shaken. Rebuilding trust in yourself is a continuous journey marked by ups and downs, but it is also a deeply rewarding process. As you navigate this path, remember that self-trust is an ongoing practice. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a commitment to honoring your own needs and experiences. By taking the time to reflect, affirm, and engage with yourself authentically, you create a solid foundation for trust that will serve you well in all aspects of your life. You are worthy of that trust, and the journey toward reclaiming it is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. Rebuilding trust in yourself after experiencing intentional harm is a vital and empowering journey that requires patience, self-reflection, and self-compassion. It begins with acknowledging the pain and understanding that the actions of others do not define your worth or your ability to make sound decisions. Engaging in reflective practices allows you to extract valuable lessons from your experiences, while self-affirmation reinforces your inherent strengths and qualities. Setting realistic expectations and practicing self-compassion fosters a nurturing environment for your growth, reminding you that healing is not linear. Seeking support from trusted individuals can further enhance your journey, providing encouragement and perspective. Ultimately, taking actionable steps to honor your values and desires is essential in rebuilding self-trust. Remember, this process is ongoing and deeply rewarding. Every small step you take reaffirms your ability to rely on yourself and embrace the fullness of who you are. You are worthy of trust, and as you navigate this path, you empower yourself to live authentically and confidently.
I remember going through a time where I felt like completely broken after someone I trusted hurt me on purpose. You know how it feels, like someone ripped out a part of you that you didn't even know was so important. And for a long time, I just wanted to get over it, like quickly, because the pain was exhausting. But it didn't work that way. That's when I came across Brené Brown's insights about healing, and it kind of hit me. She talks about how healing isn't something you can rush, and I realized I was trying to force myself to move on before I had even really processed what happened. I had to prioritize me, my mental and emotional well-being before worrying about anything else. And a big part of that was learning to trust myself again. I had to sit with my thoughts, reflect on what I needed, and stop expecting perfection from myself, which was hard, honestly. It took time way longer than I thought it would, but self-compassion became this huge thing for me. I had to forgive myself for letting someone hurt me and be okay with not being over it as fast as I wanted. And I didn't do it alone. I had friends, family, and therapy because Breen was right, you need support. In the end, it wasn't just about healing from what happened. It was about realizing I was worthy of my own trust and that this journey was about me, not them. It's empowering, really, once you get to that place. Looking back now, I can see how important that journey was. Healing isn't a straight line, and it's definitely not a race. If you're in that space right now, feeling like you'll never trust yourself or others again, just know that it will get better. You deserve to take all the time you need. And when you start showing yourself some kindness, when you rebuild that trust in yourself, you'll come out the other side stronger than you ever thought possible. Don't rush it. Honor your own process because you are absolutely worth it. I hope this topic really helps you find the courage to face your own pain and work through any intentional harm that's been done to you. Remember, your healing journey can become a source of inspiration to grow, to be stronger, and to be better than before. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Inside Serene for more content to help guide you on your path to healing and self-discovery. You've got this.
Sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace.